everyone, welcome to my first ever YouTube video, and in today's video I'm going to show you how I did this makeup look right here. It's my go-to full glam makeup look. So before going in with any type of makeup, I always like to go in and prep my skin. So the first thing I'm going to use is this D'Alba serum spray. It works super good. It's almost like it's just like a hydrating serum, but it's in a spray form, and it just makes the skin super like hydrated and glowy. So I like to go in with this first before all of my other skincare products. So next I'll go in with a hyaluronic acid serum. I'm always in between these two. This one's from L'Oreal and this one's from Good Molecules. Both work really well. This one's mainly for the under eyes. It has like a little depuffing applicator. Sometimes I'll go in with both or just use one or the other. They both work really well. I'm gonna use the L'Oreal one, and it just feels so nice under the eyes because of the metal applicator, and I feel like it does a really good job at depuffing my face. I love using this product in the morning. Next I'll go in with the Rhode Glazing Milk. This has been my all-time favorite skincare product recently. It's so hydrating and moisturizing, and it looks so good under makeup. I loved it so much that I actually bought a second one for my makeup kit. It just does everything that you want like a toner or like a serum to do. So I just take a little bit of that and I just apply it everywhere. I feel like my skin needs a little bit more like moisturizing than hydrating. I like to go in with this Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. Sometimes I'll use it, sometimes I don't. It kind of just depends on like what my skin needs. But today I feel like it needs a little bit more moisture, so I'm gonna add some of this. And I take my skin prep super seriously because I feel like it makes such a big difference on how your skin or like how your makeup looks. I'm not really into primers just because I feel like all the products that I used kind of acts like as a primer for my makeup. Next I'm gonna go in and do my brows. Since my brows are kind of like on the bushier side, I don't like to fill them in too much. I'm gonna take this Morphe micro brow pencil and I'm just gonna fill in a little bit of the gaps that are in my brows. I kind of just start from over here and kind of just like lightly feather in the pencil because I don't want to have super like dark and bold brows. And then at the end, when I'm done with the whole makeup routine, I'll go in with some eyebrow gel, and they look a lot better when I put some gel on. I'm gonna go in with some Tarte Shape Tape concealer to carve out my brows. I applied some to the back of my hand, and I'm taking this Morphe X Ariel, what number is this? I think it's, the name kind of rubbed off, but I think it's the 614 brush. It's kind of like a flat concealer brush. So I'm gonna take this and use it to carve out my brows and kind of just apply some to my lid to prep for eyeshadow. Now I'm going to take a brush and just blend out the concealer. If you want your eyeshadow to last longer or just show up a lot better on your eyelids, you really want to make sure that you're going in and placing down some sort of like eyeshadow primer or concealer. It's going to make the biggest difference in how your eyeshadow really looks. I'm going to take the One Size foundation powder, and I'm going to take some on my brush, and I'm going to use this to set down the concealer. Great. Next we're going to go in with eyeshadow. I love a matte eyeshadow look. I feel like that's what looks best on me. So every time I do a full glam, I always do a matte eyeshadow look, and it's always going to be like a brown smoky, like a brown neutral eyeshadow. It's my favorite. So I'm going to go in with the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes palette. This is my go-to eyeshadow palette. It's literally my all-time favorite. I use this on my clients and it works perfectly. Go in with this light brown shade. You can tell it's my favorite because it's literally running out. And I'm gonna place this all in the crease. So I start from the outer corner, working my way in and then just blending it out. Next I'm gonna take this brown shade right here, and I'm going to repeat the same steps of what I did with the other color, and I'm just going to focus it a little bit more in the outer corner and then just bringing it in. You want to make sure that you have a really light hand. I see a lot of people who do eyeshadow and it looks really harsh and not blended, and it's most likely because you're holding the brush like this. So when you do this, you're applying a lot of pressure and it's not going to blend out the eyeshadow nicely. So always hold the brush at the end like that. You have a lighter pressure, and it's going to blend the eyeshadow really nicely. Next, I'm going to go in with this darker brown shade, and for this shade I'm going to keep it in the outer corners because I don't want my whole eye to look super dark. So I'm going to keep this shade in the outer corner, and I'm just going to kind of pat it because I don't want it to be too dark. And then I'm going to go back in with the medium brown shade to blend out those outer corners. Next, I'm going to go in with these two shades right here on a flat brush, and I'm going to apply this to my lid. And if I want it to be a little bit brighter, I'll go in and add a little bit more. Back in with the fluffy brush that we used in the beginning to apply the brown shades, and I'm just going to go in and kind of just blend everything together. I'm going to go back in with the foundation powder that we used in the beginning on the same fluffy brush that we used for the brown eyeshadow. And what I like to do is I like to apply this around the ends of the eyeshadow, and it makes everything look really nice and blended. Now I'm going to go in with foundation, and I'm going to use the Haus Labs foundation. This has been my all-time favorite foundation. It looks so good on all skin types. I actually use this in my makeup kit, and my clients are always asking what foundation are you using, and it's always going to be Haus Labs. It works super good. It lasts a really long time. I'm going to take my Say foundation brush to apply it. I put some on the back of my hand, and I'm just going to buff it into the brush. And I'm going to start by applying it in the center of my face, working outwards. Next, I'm going to go in with cream bronzer. This is the one from Say. It's in the shade Tan Bronze. Super nice and creamy cream bronzer. I really love it, and honestly, I feel like this is going to last me such a long time. There's so much product in here. I'm going to take it on the same brush, apply it right here, and a little bit on the other side, and then also on the forehead. Now that we are all bronzed up, I'm gonna go in with cream blush. Some of my favorite cream and liquid blushes is the Rhode. I also really like the Say cream blush. The Huda Beauty one is also really good. And for the more affordable options, I also really like the L'Oreal Lumi blush. This one works so well for the price point. I think it's like 15 bucks. It works super well. And then if you're looking for something a lot more affordable, the e.l.f. one is also super good for the price point. And as you can tell, I do like more of a pinkier blush. Today we're gonna go in with the L'Oreal one. This one's in the shade 605 Dewy Pink. I always like to go in with cream or liquid products like cream bronzer or liquid blush, and then after I set my face, I go in with powder bronzer and powder blush. I feel like it just makes the makeup last a lot longer when you're doing it in layers. Now for cream blush, I like to go in with a different brush. This is the one from Say. I'm gonna go ahead and blend this out. We're gonna go in with concealer. I have a lot of favorite concealers. I really like the Tarte Shape Tape Ultra Creamy, and also the original one works really good too. A new favorite has been the Haus Labs concealer. And then for days that I want more of a natural finish, I go in with the Tower 28. Today we're gonna go in and use the Haus Labs. So I'm just gonna apply some right in the inner corner and also take some on the outside. To blend out my concealer, I like to use both a brush and a sponge. So I'm gonna take the brush first and blend out the concealer. And I kind of just do little tapping motions and drag it out to give more of that lifted effect. Now to set my face, I'm gonna take the Huda Beauty Pound Cake setting powder. Huda Beauty makes some of the best setting powders. They're so good. I'm gonna take a little powder puff and dip right into the powder. Before I go in with the powder, I'm gonna blend out any creases with my sponge. Make sure you're looking up and getting all of those creases out before you set. And then I kind of like to drag it down and set this whole side of my face. I'm gonna take a little bit more powder and just even it out on the back of my hand, and I'm gonna set the rest of my face. I'm gonna take another Huda Beauty powder. This is in the shade Sugar Cookie. It's a little bit of a brighter shade. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this and kind of bake under my eyes just so that I can have a little bit of a brighter under eye. And I'm just gonna apply it right under my eyes. Now I'm gonna take some powder bronzer. This is the Hoola Benefit bronzer. This bronzer is super pigmented, so I'm not gonna take that much. I'm just gonna go over where I put the cream bronzer. I'm also gonna add a little bit to the nose. Next, I'm gonna go in with my all-time favorite powder blush from Hourglass. This is in the shade Sublime Flush. It's like a nice pinky shade and it has a little bit of a shimmer to it. I'm just gonna apply it. I like to kind of go a little bit under the eye. So the base is pretty much done. I'm gonna go back to the eyeshadow and I'm gonna take that medium tone shade and I'm gonna apply that to my lash line, connecting it to the eyeshadow. Now we're gonna do mascara and lashes. I really hate putting on lashes, but I feel like lashes make the biggest difference and my lashes are not that long. So I'm gonna go in with, I'm gonna take my eyelash curler. Now I'm gonna go in with mascara. This is the CoverGirl waterproof mascara. I'm also really picky with my mascaras. I don't like mascaras that are like too clumpy and wet or like too dry. This one's like perfect. I want to try using lash serums, but I'm scared that it's gonna make my eyes like brown, or like, you know when like the eyelash serums like turn really dark like around your eyes. That's what I'm scared for, but I really want to have longer lashes. It took me a long time to find a really good pair of lashes. So these ones from Amazon are literally my favorite. They're really nice and thin. Like the lash band is super thin and you really can't like feel them on your eyes. That's like how lightweight they are. Okay, so I finally put on the lashes. It took me way too long. I hate putting on fake lashes, but it makes such a nice like difference. I'm gonna take this Morphe lip liner in the shade Makeup Talk. It's more of like a pinky brownie nude, and I'm just gonna go ahead and line my lips. Now I'm gonna take this ColourPop lippy stick in the shade Oh Snap, and I'm gonna put that in the center of my lips. Now I'm gonna take the Lawless Forget the Filler lip gloss. Almost forgot brow gel. I'm gonna go in with the L'Oreal 24-hour brow gel. How could I forget the brow gel? Like, this is one of the most important steps. I'm just gonna brush through my brows, brush them up, and then comb down the hairs. And this is the final makeup look. This is literally my favorite makeup look to do. Anytime I'm doing a full glam, this is exactly what I go for. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching my first ever YouTube video. I'm so excited to create more videos, and yeah, thank you so much for watching.